Welcome to Live Daf, your online Daf Yomi Shir.
Shalom Aleichem and welcome back to today's Daf Yomi, which is CHAGGIGA Daf Chaf Vav. We are holding at the Mishnah on Chaf Amud Beis, 4 lines from the bottom. Today the Gemara will add for us another kula, a leniency that we find by Kodshim related materials that is not found elsewhere. What is this? You see, in Yerushalayim, they had no furnaces. There were no kivshoinos in Yerushalayim in order to maintain the cleanliness of the city. It was a low-emission city, Yerushalayim. So they could not produce clay cheres, earthenware kelim. Clay kelim need to have a kivshon, need to be baked in an oven. And therefore, Chacham said like this: in order to provide for the Anshe Yerushalayim, when it comes to their Kodesh related materials, their wine, their oil, which were meant for Nesachim, we allow them to purchase klei cheres from an Amma Oretz, who's selling his wares within close proximity to Yerushalayim. Min HaModim v'lefnim, anywhere from the town of Modim towards Yerushalayim. So Modim was a town situated 15 mil outside Yerushalayim, which is pretty much a half day's worth of travel if you're walking. So this town was the cutoff point. So 15 mil radius outside Yerushalayim was the boundary within which you can purchase klei cheres from an Amma Oretz if it's for kodshim use. Min hamodim b'lefnim ne'emanin al klei cheres. Even an Amma Oretz is to be trusted that his klei cheres are tahar. Min hamodim v'lachutz ein ne'emanin. But outside Medin there's no ne'emanis. Ketzad, how does this work out? How does this pan out? Here comes a chiddush. Hakadosh shumeicher hakaderus. You have a Am Oretz potter selling his pottery. Nichnas lifnim min hamodim. So he's coming from outside Modim, where he's not ne'eman, and he's suddenly inside Modim. So he traveled toward Yerushalayim, and you spot him within Modim, between Modim and Yerushalayim. Hu HaKader is the same fellow who's just outside. Ve'en HaKaderis with the same wares. Ve'en HaLoichen, the same customers who observed him outside now see him inside Ne'eman. Suddenly, he is Ne'eman. That's the din. In this boundary, in this area, he's Ne'eman, even though you know he came from outside. Yotza, in Ne'eman. Let's say he turns around and travels back out. He loses his Ne'emanis. That's how the Meiri explains the mission. Tana. What about Modim itself? Modim, Pa'amim Kilifnim, at times, we treat it like inside, meaning we treat it like it's closer to Yerushalayim and there is Ne'emanis. But at times we treat it like beyond, like it's not within the boundary. Ketzad, how does this pan out? It depends on the circumstance. Kader Yoitze, suppose the Am Oretz, the Kader, the seller, is traveling out from Yerushalayim out, and he has now entered Modim on his way out. The Chaver Nichnas, and the Chaver, who keeps to high standards of Tahara, is traveling inward toward Yerushalayim, and he meets him, they rendezvous in the town of Modim. The Chaver is on his way in, the Kader is on his way out. In this case, Kalifnim, we treat the Modim like it's inside, like it's toward Yerushalayim, and the reason is because if he's not going to buy it now, he's going to miss his opportunity, because soon the Kader will be beyond Modim. Shneim Nechnasin. Let's say they're both traveling inward, and they're traveling along, and they're in Modim together. In this case, wait until you pass Modim and buy it there. Let's say they're both traveling out of Yerushalayim, they're on their way out, and they happen to find themselves in Modim. We treat it like it's outside, because why'd you wait till the last minute? You could have purchased it before you got to Modim. We have this halacha presented in our Mishnah itself. Hakadosh shemachas hakaderis. You have the kader selling his kaderis. V'nichnas lefnim min hamodim, and he's past Modim toward Yerushalayim. Then he's Ne'eman. No, so we make a diuk. Tamod lefnim min hamodim. That's only because he's lefnim. Modim gufa mehem, but the city itself does not carry Ne'emanos. Ema seifa. Let's move on to the next part of the Mishnah. Yatza. If he leaves Modim away from Yerushalayim, Ein Ne'eman, he loses his trustworthiness. Apparently the city itself is okay. So Medina itself is okay or not. There's a steer in the Mishnah. It's pretty clear. It depends on the circumstance. When the seller, it is on his way out, and the purchaser on his way in, and they meet in Modi'in. In this case, we treat Modi'in as a Neman place. He's Neman in Modi'in. But if they're both traveling out, he could have purchased it before he got to the town of Modi'in. Or if they're both traveling inward, wait until you pass Modi'in. In this case, the merchant is not to be trusted. Shema Minan, that's a raya to our halach. Tana, Nemanan b'kli hadak in the Kodesh. The nemanas that we give the Amaretz is only when it comes to kli cheres daken, light, thin-walled, basically dishes, which everybody needs, everybody uses, and this need prompted the Chachamim to relax the halacha and attribute ne'emanos and trustworthiness to the Amaretz, because it's something that everybody needs, and we have to accommodate them. So again, kli cheres hadak are the thinner kalim, the personal kalim, dishes, plates, and bowls, l'kodesh, provided they're going to be used for kodesh, because you can't live without these. But if it's something heavier and like a barrel or storage containers, in that case there's no ne'emanos outside Yerushalayim, because the need is not so critical, and therefore we don't have this ne'emanos. Amrish Lakish, how do we define kli cheres hadak? It has to be light enough that you can pick it up with one hand. Vushin netolan b'yodei achas. Rabbi Yehuda Amar, no, afilu she'ein netolan b'yodei achas, even if you need two hands to pick it up. That also fits the bill. It's also considered kli cheres hadak. As long as we're not speaking about commercial vats, things which are meant for personal use are included in this heter. Amrish Lakish, because another restriction. Lo yishanu el rikanim. The ne'emanos only applies to empty kalim, so it doesn't have the Amaretz's material in it. Ava malayin loy, but if it's filled with his material, filled with his liquid, it doesn't work, because the liquid itself is considered to be tamei. Of course, the kli is tamei as well. Rabbi Yehuda Amar afilu malayin. You know what? Even if they're filled, afilu afik rasusa l'seiches. Some learn afik rasusa means like a scarf. His kli is sitting in his beged. Amaretz's beged is sitting inside the kli. We sort of split hairs. The Amaretz's material, his beged is tamei, but the kli itself remains tar. That's the way the Chachamim set forth the takana, due to the tzarech, the need that we're trying to provide for Yerushalayim. Even though Rabbi Yehuda maintains that a filled kli is still considered tar, that's the kli, but the mashkin found inside are tamei, because in that case there's no excuse, no reason to trust the Amaretz. Now you're going to wonder, Al Titma, don't wonder that the content is tamei and the kli is tar, because remember, this is not tumah min ha'torah, this is in the Rabbanan. This is the way the Chacham set forth the guideline. The material is tamei, but the kli we are matir in order to supply the fellows of Yerushalayim with their kalim. And I'll give you an idea, I'll give you a precedent where we find this concept. We had this back on Chav Beis. There was a tumah on the bottom floor, and he's sitting on the top floor, and there's a hole in between. He puts a kli cheres on that opening. Now, we're concerned the kli cheres is tamei because it belongs to Amaretz, so we say that upstairs only the food, drink, etc. are tar, but kalim are tamei. We had a whole long discussion about this back in Chav Beis, and there we go. Shari login mali mashkin. You have a container filled with liquids on the top floor. Login tmei and tuma shiva. The containers are completely tamei, like a tmei maze for 7 days. A mashkin tar, and the content, the liquid is tar. So we see that we can split this halacha. We can differentiate between content and container when it comes to tumas amar. So the bottom line is, we learned that the amaris has nemanos when it comes to klei cheres. For lack of other option, we allow them to buy the kalim from the Amaretz, provided they were reserved and prepared for kachim purposes. And it's only within Modi'in, which is a half day's worth of travel. Perhaps the point is it gives you a chance to run out to Modi'in, buy it, and come back within the same day. So it's considered within reasonable distance, and that's meant to provide the Anshi Yerushalayim with their personal dishes. But if it's commercial vat, that's not included in the heter. Which Rabbi Yehuda is a chiddush. Even if the content is tamei, we treat the kli as tar. Says the Mishnah, you have gaboin, tax collectors, tax inspectors. They're coming to the house to rummage through your belongings and see how much you're worth. and of course they're Amei Haaretz. V'chein haganavim, same thing with thieves that came into the house, and they rummaged and they touched, and they came back later on. Shechziras hakelim, the ganavim came and brought back the kelim. Ne'emanim loymar loy naganu. They're trusted. They can say, look, when it comes to kachim, Rashi says they're trusted. They're believed that they didn't touch the kelim. They're trusted to say that although we took these but not those, we believe them that the rest of the things are tar. And Rashi learns that when it comes to the gaboim, they're trusted. They're believed if they say, look, we didn't touch anything. We just went to look for money and we didn't touch all these things. And when it comes to the ganavim who took the kelim, Rashi says it means to say that they didn't touch inside. Because even if it's a kli that they touch, but if it's kli cheres, remember kli cheres is not susceptible to tumah from the outside. It's not metami megabi, so they can be trusted if they say, "Look, we didn't touch inside the kli." And Rashi points out this is only for kachim and not to truma. Right, so they believed to say, "Look, we didn't touch inside the kli cheres." Ubi Yerushalayim nemanan ala kodesh. In Yerushalayim itself, there's a special ne'emanis. The Gemara will explain what this means. The Gemara will say it was speaking about commercial barrels and vats, which was not included in the previous Mishnah. Right? So if it's within Modi'in, it's only personal dishes and things like that. But in Yerushalayim itself, the Gemara will explain. Rashi will elaborate the administrators in the Beis Hamikdash needed to have vats and chaviyas to store the nesachim. So in Yerushalayim itself, we relax the halacha even further. In that case, we trust Ha'aretz even when it comes to commercial vats. Ubishasa regel afala truma. Here comes a great chiddush. During Yom Tov, all Amei Ha'aretz are considered to be tar, even when it comes to truma. This is going to be based on a pasuk, and actually, it's because of this halacha that we got into the whole sugi of kachim and truma, as Rashi explained back at the beginning. He says at the end you'll see there's going to be a halacha that on Yom Tov we suspend tumas ha'aretz, and because of this halacha, we brought the whole sugi into our Masechta CHAGGIGA, which discusses Yom Tovim. We're going to have a kash on the Mishnah. Tax inspectors came into the house. Habayis kulei tamei. Everything's considered tamei. It's all presumed to have been tampered and touched. So how can the Mishnah say otherwise? Like kash. The answer is it depends who's there. If there's a non-Jew with them, in that case they're not believed to say, look, we didn't touch, we didn't move things around, because they're under they're intimidated by the guy, and we certainly have reason to believe that they checked and they overturned the whole house. But there's no nachri with them, so the Israel Ma'aretz are to be believed if they claim that they had limited contact with his contents. This non. If there's a guy with them, so they're believed that they say, look, we never entered the home. That much they're not going to lie. We never came in here, we were just looking around the yard. So that they're ne'eman. But in that case, they're not believed that they say, look, we came in there, but we didn't touch that. That's something hard to believe if there's a guy with them. Why? What's wrong if the guy is there? Why would that change the equation? Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Elazar both explained. Chadam one explained like this: Emas nachri alein. They're concerned about the nachri who's going to get after them. He's going to punish them if he sees they're not doing their job. V'chadam emas malchus alein. They're concerned about the authorities, that he's going to blow the whistle on them. Look, they were compassionate. They were being easy on their fellow Jew. They weren't really giving him a proper inspection. So that's why a nachri changes it. My benai, is there any difference between the two pshatim? The difference is nachri she'en chashav. Let's say this nachri who accompanied them is not a prominent fellow. So there's no aima, there's no fear as per the nachri himself, but he can certainly turn to the authorities, so that factor still exists. Ganovim took kelim and they brought it back and they claim, look, we didn't tamper with the actual toich of the kli. It's still tar. They're believed. We have a kasha from a brisa. Haganavim shenichnasu toich habayis. So Ganovim entered the home. Einoi tomei ela makom d'risas ragleki haganavim. So the only thing that remains tummy, only thing is considered tummy is where they walked, where they trampled. But where they trampled and what they touched and what they took is considered to be tummy. Omar Pinchas, Mishmei, the Rabba or the Rapapa, Kisha also teshuva. Oh, the Mishnah is speaking that the Gadam did teshuva, the Kippur, they did teshuva, and they're coming back with the Kalim. Why would they lie if they're trying to be good and do teshuva? So we trust them. The economy, there's a dik from the Mishnah that it is so. The Mishnah clearly says they came back with a Kalim. Why'd they come back? Apparently they're trying to do teshuva. In this case, they have Ne'emanis. Ubi Yerushalayim, in the city of Yerushalayim itself, not in the ring around, not in the perimeter around, in the city itself, Ne'eman al HaKodesh, there's special Ne'emanis on Kodesh. Tana, Bryce explained, what does the Mishnah mean, Ne'emanis on Kodesh? In Yerushalayim, we have a special exemption, Ne'emanin al Klei Cheres Gasan LaKodesh, even large kalim, large vats, which did not have Ne'emanis in this perimeter outside Yerushalayim. Over there, it was strictly dishes and personal kalim. Here, even Klei Cheres Gasan have Ne'emanis. What's the point of all this Ne'emanis, dishes and vats inside Yerushalayim, outside? What's going on here? Oh, there was a special takana. There were no furnaces, no kilns. There was no smoke going on. Low at zero emission. It was a green city, and therefore they couldn't produce klei cheres inside the city. Oh. So when it comes to personal use utensils, dishes, and sort of things like that are tzarech liyachid, Rashi says. So in that case, we allow them to buy even outside Yerushalayim in order to provide them with enough, supply them with enough material. They have to have enough where to buy from. But when it comes to commercial, large-size vats, that's only meant for the gizbarim of the Beis Hamikdash. So for their needs, it is sufficient if we allow them to purchase them in Yerushalayim itself. This fellow will show up once in a while and sell vats, and that's enough for them. So large materials only in Yerushalayim itself, that's for the Mikdash, and personal use items even outside Yerushalayim up until Moedin. Ubishas regel during Yom Tov itself, where we assume everybody's becoming tar, afalat truma, that Amaretz is to be trusted when it comes to tahara, even pertaining to ruma. How do we know this is so? Rabbi Yehuda ben Levi Makra. This is by the story of the Milchama with Plegesh Begiva, but we find a pasuk that considers all of Yisrael as one. Vayasef kalish Yisrael al ir ki ish echad chaverim. So we see when Klal Yisrael gathers together, Hakasav ason kulan chaverim. The pasuk considers them like chaverim. Chaverim is considered the fellow who, keeps the higher standards as tahara. So all of Yisrael considered chaverim. They all sort of get bumped up a level. And Rashi adds v'regel sha'as asifa. Who, of course, regel the time of asifa. And some of Harshim add that just practically everybody's meant to be tar for the regel. So we assume even the Ma'aretz will retire themselves, and we treat them as tahirim. Oh. So now this fellow, the Chaver, is in Yerushalayim, and he's opening up his store. He's opening a barrel and selling wine to all customers that show up, even the Ami Aretz, but of course on regular, there's no concern, they're all considered to be tar. Or the baker who starts selling his bread, Hamaschal be Sasel Gavrel starts selling his dough, his bread, his batch. He's starting to sell it on Yom Tov itself. And then Yom Tov is over, and he has half his batch left over, half his barrel sitting there. How do we treat it? Fact is, it was touched by a ma'aretz, but it was touched during regel. But he has a tahar brick, but now it's no longer regel. Should we say that it sort of retroactively gets a tumah, or not? Rabbi Yehuda Yikmar, he can finish selling that item. We consider it as tar, and the reason is because it's a takanas chazal. Hitiru seifem mishum tchilasei. If we're not going to let him finish his batch, he's never going to open his store, and Yisrael won't have their supplies. So there's a special takana. We suspend tumas ha'ma'aretz until he finishes his entire barrel, his entire supply. No, you can't finish. Whatever you sold, you're good. But after Yom Tov, it's over and everything is tamei going forward. Yosef Rav Ami, Rabbi Yitzchak Nafcha. So these two Amorim were sitting Akila to Rabbi Yitzchak Nafcha in this sort of ante-room, going to the home of Rabbi Yitzchak Nafcha. And they had a discussion regarding this mission. One started with a question. Okay, according to Rabbanon, as soon as regel is over, boom, tum is activated. But can I save it until the next Yom Tov and treat it as tar? Come the next Yom Tov. The other one responds, how can you even suggest such an idea. Idach, Amalei Idach. The other one says, Yad Akol Mimash Mishim Bo. Look, everybody was tampering with the Damaretz. We're right here on the scene on Yom Tov. V'ad Amrit Nechena L'Regel Achar. You're going to consider a tar the next Yom Tov? It's already Tomei. Amar Lei. So he says, what do you mean? That's not a kasha. Atu Hado Idna. What do you mean? Up until this point, throughout Yom Tov, Lav Yad Akol Mimash Mishim Bo. Wasn't everybody tampering with it? And you consider it a tar. So apparently, tampering and tumah is not necessarily dependent one on the other. So although Yom Tov is over, let's save it until next Yom Tov, like we had yesterday. The truma of Yom Aretz during the wine pressing season is considered tar. If he missed a season, he gives it to the chaver the next season. So why can't the merchant do the same thing over here? Amar Lei, so he responded, no way. Achiyash, how could you compare? Bishleim ad ha'idna. I understand up until this point, throughout Yom Tov, Tumas HaMa'aretz Beregel Rachmana Tahara. We have a passage which indicates that the Tumah of the Amaretz is suspended during Yom Tov itself. But once Yom Tov is over, it's Tamei. It's back again Tamei. Shall we propose that this discussion, this Shaila, is actually a Machlekes Tanaim? Which Shaila? Again, we're focusing on the Shittas Rabbanan. According to Rabbi Yehuda, there's no issue. You can just finish your barrel, finish your supply until you're done. It's considered tar. But according to Rabbanan, Tumah gets triggered as soon as Yom Tov is over. Can I save it? Can I hold on to it? Can I store it away until next Yom Tov and treat it as tar? We seem to have a machlekes tanaim. The Tanicha, the one Tana says, yanechana l'regel achar. Save it until next Yom Tov and treat it as tar. V'tani idach, the other one says, no, lo yanechana l'regel achar. You can't do that. We treat it as tamei. My love Tanai. Should we not assume this is the machlekes Tanai? No, that's not the pshat. Hadak Tana Yanechana Rabbi Yehuda. The shita that says you can leave it over until next Yom Tov, that's Rabbi Yehuda speaking. Rabbi Yehuda took a more lenient approach to the entire topic. So according to him, it's okay. Hadak Tana Yanechana Rabbana. But according to Rabbana, no, you can't leave it until next Yom Tov. Can you suggest this pshat in the Brisa? Rabbi Yehuda Yigma Ka'amar. Rabbi Yehuda doesn't require you to leave it till next Yom Tov. You can sell it now. So the Brisa evidently is not addressing Rabbi Yehuda's shita. Let's relearn the Brisa. Lo yanechan is Rabbi Yehuda. What does he mean? You don't have to leave it over till next Yom Tov. Sell it right now. The Tana who says, do save it until next Yom Tov. That's the Rabbanan, because right now you're in trouble. It's tummy. Leave it until next Yom Tov, and then it's going to regain its tahara status. So we have a right to that shita. That according to Shittas Rabbanan, although it's currently tummy, you can save it. Oh, now umay lo yenichena. You told me that the words lo yenichena don't leave it until next Yom Tov. That's Rabbi Yehuda. Shein tzorach lanicha. That means that you don't have to leave it until next Yom Tov. You can sell it right now. So we thought we had a machlekes tanoim in Shittas Rabbanan, who hold that it's right now tummy. Whether you can save it until next Yom Tov, we conclude that it's not necessarily so. These two Shittas don't necessarily reflect Shittas Rabbanan. They're not discussing Shittas Rabbanan. Rather, one is Rabbi Yehuda. You don't need to save it till next Yom Tov. It's tar now. The other one who says save it, that is Rabbanan. So it seems from the Maskanas HaGemara that according to Shittas Rabbanan, although it's currently tummy, but you can save it until next Yom Tov. Misha Ava her regel. Once Yom Tov was over, Ma'avirin, they would dislocate the kelim of the Mikdash, al taharas azor, in order to be matar everything in the azor. They would take the kelim and put it into the mikvah because they were concerned that the Amma Aretz, whether Yisraelim or Kehanim Amma Aretz, were matame the kelim. So during Yom Tov, they treated it as tar, but afterwards, it went to the mikvah. Of her regel Yom Shishi. Yom Tov was over on a Friday. They would postpone this procedure. They wouldn't do this on Friday due to everyone's preoccupation with preparing for Shabbos. Likewise, if it fell out on Thursday, because the Kahanim are not available. Why? Tana, we learned in the Brisa. Because they're not available due to their involvement in transporting the ashes from the Mizbeach, which piled up throughout Yom Tov. They were busy with that, and therefore they had to postpone the Tahara, the Tefillah, for a better time. How would they do this? How would they go about being matar the azara? Matbilin es kol hakelim shoy b'mikdash. They would take all the kelim, imagine all the kelim into the mikveh. V'ayimrin lahen. Now, they would tell the kehanim on Yom Tov itself, look, everything else we'll take care of, but one thing, keep away from one thing. Hizaru, be careful. Shaloi tigu b'shulchan. The shulchan, don't touch the shulchan. Why? All the other kelim in the Mikdash, yesh lem shneim ushlishim. They had backups, double backups, triple backups. They had substitutes. The first one becomes tamei. Yaviu shneim tachtem. They could always replace it with the backup kli. So when we take this to the mikveh, we always have another one to put in its stead in the meantime. But the shulchan, we only had one. The Gemara will tell us because the shulchan had to be tamid. It was a constant thing. You could not pull it away even for a moment. So we have a solution for everything else except for the shulchan. Keep away from the shulchan. Continues the Mishnah. Kol hakelim shoy b'mikdash. All the utensils in the mikdash, tu'un and tefillah, would have to be taken to the mikveh because it's makabel tumah, except for two things. Chutz mibizbeach hazahav. So the golden mizbeach which was in the heichal, that was a kli, but was not makabel tumah. Mizbeach hanechoshes, the copper mizbeach made by Moshe Rabbeinu in the Mishkan. So that also was not makabel tumah. Why? Because we treat them like earth, like karka. Rashi brings hakos of korim mizbeach adama. The Torah treated it like a adama, even though it's made from copper, but it's filled with earth. The Torah treats it like adama, and of course we know adama is typically not makabel tumah. That's a shita. Because they're plated, the Gemara will explain what they had in mind. Tana. So the Mishnah says, keep away from the shulchan. The Brisa adds one more thing. We warn the Ami Aretz, the Kehanim Ami Aretz, who are perhaps roaming around in the Heichal. Keep away from the shulchan and the menorah, because the menorah is also a concern. Why did our Tana not mention menorah? The answer is shulchan ksiv bei tamid. By the shulchan we have the lashon tamid, right? Lechem upon lefanei tamid. So it needs to be there all the time. You can't pull it away even for a short time in order to be toivel it. But when it comes to the menorah, that's not a concern. Menorah, like siva tamid. By the menorah, we don't have lashon tamid. Oh, now you'll ask, if you look in the pasuk, let's see Rashi. 3 lines from the top. Menorah like siva tamid. Kalaimar. So Rashi seems to have a kasha, because we do find the lashon tamid by menorah itself. Oh, so he says the lashon tamid is different. It's referring to something else. It means constantly. It had to be done every day, every night. Not 24/7. It need to be kindled every night. That's what tamid means. Shulchan is 24/7. So you couldn't pull it away even for a moment. But menorah, when the pasuk says that it needs tamid, that's only on a nightly basis. Oh, it says Rashi Kalaimar Tmidin Hamurim ben Menorah. The lashon tamid that is found by menorah, Shmois Chav Zayin, Be'ikr Chav Dalet, they bring on the side. Lo tamid yemim v'layla kamer. It doesn't mean 24/7. Ila tamid milayla l'layla. It means every night. Ketamid ha'amar b'layla tamid, like the carbon tamid. There's no tamid 24/7. Every day. Ubachavita kain gadol, same there. Ava b'yem lo hiya doilik. It wasn't burning my day. The me'er vad b'yik ksiva. Pasuk says from evening to morning. Tein lo midas Hashem, and you would put enough oil that would last throughout the night. She'esh b'kadei l'dolak me'er vad b'yik. So practically, you can technically pull away the menorah throughout the day, put into the mikveh. Aval tamid ha'amar b'shulchan, but the lashon tamid pertaining to shulchan, that's tamid yom v'layla. Who? That's 24 hours. The mishabas l'shabas or aruch Allah, because remember, Lechem Apanim was there from Shabbos to Shabbos, so the lashon tamid is 24/7. So concern is only by the shulchan, not by the menorah. Continues the Gemara v'idach. So what about the other Tana who added menorah to the list? Kiven the chsiv v'asa menorah nechecha shulchan. The pasuk says the menorah is want to be opposite the shulchan. Keman dechsiv ba tamid dami. We treat the menorah as though it also has the word tamid. The pasuk is basically telling us, look, as long as the shulchan is there, the menorah should be there, 24/7. So all of the kindling, Rashi says, was only a nightly thing, but the kli, the menorah itself, had to be opposite the shulchan all the time. What does our Tana hold? Just trying to inform us as per the location of the shulchan. Of the menorah. That's meant to be placed opposite the shulchan, but it doesn't necessarily have to be there all the time. Now, why are we concerned about the Amei Oretz touching the shulchan? It's not going to be mekabel tumah in any case. You know why? V'tepik, why don't we just say the kliyei to asel l'nachasu? Even if they touch the shulchan, it won't become tummy, because the shulchan is a kli eight, which is meant to stay in position. It's an immobile. Right? It stays in place. It's meant l'nachas, to rest in place, and we know that v'chol kli eight asel l'nachas, a kli eight, which is meant to remain in place, it's not meant to be transported. It's not a mobile keli. Lema tummy doesn't become tummy. My time, how do we know? Because the pasuk lists, this is in the parsha of Tumah, kli eight and sack and all the other type of materials. The fact that the Torah puts them together, we learn that there must be some sort of correlation. Dumya the sack. A kli eight is only tummy if it's comparable to a sack. Bainan. That's required. Mas sack mitalta malavarek, just like a sack is meant to be transported, whether it's empty, whether it's filled. That's just the nature of the sack. Afkol, likewise, all kelim are going to become tummy. Mitalta malavarek has to fit this description. It has to be transportable. A shulchan is meant to stay in position. It's not going anywhere. So this kliyetz can't be makabel tumah regardless. No, hainami metalta malavarek. No, it happens to be the shulchan as well. It's meant to be transported, even when it's filled, even when it's loaded with lechem upon him. Kidrei shlokish. When did they move around the shulchan? They displayed it. The Amr Shlokish Maidach Siv Ala Shulchan Ator. Pasuk says, make sure that the shulchan is free from tumah. Mechlal Shu Tumah. Apparently, it has potential for tumah. Otherwise, what's the point of warning us? Why does it have potential for tumah? Kliyetz asel l'nachasu. It's a kliyetz that's meant to stay in position. Bein mekabel tumah. So where's the tumah potential? Elo melamed shemagbiin oisei. The reason why it has potential tumah is because they used to lift the shulchan. Umarin by the oile regalim, and they would show everybody. Everybody came to the Mikdash on Yom Tov. They would make a public display of the lechem apanim. Look what's going on. Umarin by the oile regalim lechem apanim v'armelam. Take a look. Ruchi ba'aschom f'yamakim. Look how dear you are to Hashem. Silukai. When the bread is removed after a whole week, it's just as fresh as kisidura as when it's placed on the lechem, on the shulchan. The Amr Bishub and Levi Neis Gadol Nasab lechem apanim. There was a great miracle that occurred there. Nasab lechem apanim kisidura kach silukai. Just as it was fresh when it was placed, it was fresh and warm when it was removed. Shenamar losum lechem chayim b'yem yilakcha. It was still warm. It was still chayim when it was taken away. Look how dear you are to Hashem. I heard once from our Belsky, the warmth denotes energy and connection. Hashem has a warm relationship with us. He's giving us constant hashpah and parnas. It's not just, okay, I'll give you your year's allotment. You know, the Gemara in Yuma speaks about the nachash. Right? The nachash had a klola. You can have offer. That's all you can eat. So the Gemara asks, what do you mean? That means that he has constant parnasa. Doesn't have to work, doesn't have to sell stocks and build home. He has parnasa where he is. He's offer, surrounded by offers. The Gemara says like a mashal. Gemara in Yuma is a mashal. A prince, he needed to be supported by his father. So the father wanted a connection. He wanted a relationship. So he says, come to me every day. Every day I'll give you $10. He didn't give him, an annual allotment, an annual salary. He wants that personal connection. He wants to see him every day. The nachash, go, enjoy yourself. Take your offer, enjoy life. I don't have to do with you anymore. But we get ashbar every day. Hashem wants us to be close to Him. Hashem enjoys our relationship. He wants to develop that warmth with us, and therefore, on a daily basis, we're dependent on Him. And the warmth of Lechem Apanim highlighted this warm relationship, this ongoing, constant a connection with Hashem. So this was the chiba that was displayed on Yom Tov. So you see that the shulchan was taken out of position. It wasn't meant to stay firm in position for all time. Therefore, it does not have a din of kli eitz asal nachas, and it's makabel tumah. And that's the reason, because it was taken out of its makom. Says the Gemara, typically mishum tzipoy. Well, I'll give you another reason why it's makabel tumah. Because really, we should treat it not as a kli eitz, which has this din of asal nachas. Rather, we should treat it as a kli matechas, as a metallic utensil, as a golden keli, because it was plated with gold, and the outer surface, the surface that you actually use, is what determines the category and status of the kli. And we know that once it turns into a kli matechas, a kli zav, it no longer has that exemption of kli eitz asal nachas, because remember that pasuk that connects things to sak, that's only pertaining to things like kli eitz, but mateches, metal, is not discussed in that pasuk and does not have that precondition. So even if it's a kli that's meant to stay in position, but if it's a kli zahav like the shulchan is, because it's coated with gold, that itself makes it susceptible to tumah. How do we know the coating is what determines? It's nasnan. Ha-shulchan adulpiki, you have a table or a folding chair or some sort, shenifchasu, so the surface went missing and broken, or he coated them with stone, with marble. So now the coating, the usage area, is considered a stone. Stone is not makabel tumah, but he did not coat the entire thing. V'shir bahem, he left over some exposed wood, makam anochas koises, enough to place glasses of liquid. So it still has some wood element to it. Tumah, it's still considered a wooden kli, and it's makabel tumah. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, no, makam anochas chatichos, it's not enough. You need to have a more of a larger wooden space, an exposed wood, which allows for placement of pieces of meat or whatever it is. That's considered as though it still maintained its former status. It's still considered enough of a wooden utensil, and it's makabel tumah. But otherwise, if it's completely coated, it loses its wooden status. It's considered a stoneware. So here as well by the shulchan, it's coated with gold. We'll treat it as gold. Perhaps you'll say here it's different. Shani shitim dechashivi. The wood that they use for the shulchan is very chashav, very. It's exclusive material, and therefore, due to its chashivas, v'lei batli, it's not going to become nullified. It doesn't lose its identity vis-a-vis the coating. It's still considered a kli eitz, despite the fact that the outer surface is now gold. That would fit according to Rish Lakish, who says it depends on the quality of wood beneath the coating. The Amar Loishon, when we say coating nullifies the interior, that's only el b'kli ach salgim haboim medinas hayam. That only pertains to ordinary wood, kli ach salgim, these types of utensils, which were made from ordinary wood, which come from from these faraway cities. Aval b'kli masmim loy batli. But the kalim that are called klei masmim, that are made from higher value material, they're not going to become batel to their coating. So according to this shaper, that's going to be a good terrace to your kasha, because the shulchan made from klei shitim are very chashiv and won't become batel to its coating. El Rabbi Yehuda, the Amar, according to Rabbi Yehuda, doesn't differentiate. He says afilu b'klei masmim nami batli, whether it's this type of wood, that type of wood, the coating nullifies the inside. Michael Amemar, according to him, we're back to the kasha, the shulchan is a kli zav. V'chitem, perhaps he'll say another distinction. Well, it depends how permanent the coating is. Kan b'tzipoy oimed. If the tzipoy is oimed, it's pegged in and permanent, then it's reckoned with. Kan b'tzipoy sheni oimed, but if it's not a permanent tzipoy, it's not pegged in, it's not considered. Well, this very question, do we follow the coating? Do we follow the plating only when it's oimed, or even when it's just any oimed? Another question, is it only when it covers even the outer lips and the entire thing is encased? Or even if it's not coating the outer lips, do we reckon with the coating or not? He says, look, either way, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant whether it's a permanent, nailed-in coating, if it doesn't have that quality, it doesn't matter whether it's coating the outside, lip area of or it's not doing so. It doesn't matter if it is or it isn't. The coating is reckoned with, and the utensil beneath it has become sort of nullified. We treat it the same as the outside. If it's stone, it's stone. If it's gold, it's considered gold. Because after all, that's what you're using. That's what you relate. That's how you have. That's the shimush you have from the kli. So getting back to the kli, shulchan, although it was made of wood, but it was coated with gold, completely coated. In this case, it's certainly considered a kli mateches. Oh, if it's a kli mateches, it's makabel tuma, irrespective of the fact that they would lift it and show it and display it. So why do we need that svara to make it makabel tuma? Okay, just one more line. Elashani shulchan the rachmana kari eitz. Shulchan is different because we find that in the pasuk the Torah refers to it as a eitz utensil. So here the Torah labels it as eitz. So therefore it deviates from the normal guidelines, the accepted standards where we follow the tzipor. No, here we're going to look at the interior content, the wooden content. We treat it like a kli eitz, and would not be makabel tumah because it's meant to stay in place. It's kli eitz atal nachas. The only reason why it has potential tumah is because, as we said, they would pick it up and display it to the other regalim. Okay, let's leave. I have to leave a little bit for tomorrow. But Hashem will finish the sugya tomorrow. Okay, let's make a quick chazara. So when it comes to kli cheres, we relax the standards, we relax the halachas of tumas ha'ma'aretz in order to accommodate the karbonis needs in Yerushalayim. So when it comes to personal utensils, even outside, even within the 15 mil radius, we allow for taharas kelim of ha'ma'aretz. Kli cheres for kachim, because remember kli cheres you can't make it in Yerushalayim. But otherwise, other kelim would not have this halacha. In Yerushalayim itself, we suspend it even further. We relax it to the point that even kli cheres hagasan, which were need for the mikdash, were presumed to be tahar. We spoke about the tax collectors who enter the home. So unless there's a nachri with them, they're trusted and they're believed to say, look, we didn't actually tamper with this or with that. The same thing with the ganavim who did teshuva. They bring back the kale. They say, look, we didn't put our hands inside the kli cheres remains tahar. We learned a great chiddush that on Yom Tov itself, everybody is presumed to be tahar. What happens if you start selling your items on Yom Tov and you're left over with some wine or your bread or whatever that you started on Yom Tov, you left over? What do you do with it now? According to Chachamim, from now on it's treated as tamei. According to Rabbi Yehuda, you can finish selling that batch. What about, according to Chachamim, leaving it till next Yom Tov? We have machlokes amoraim in the Gemara. So although on Yom Tov itself everything is presumed to be tahar, but after Yom Tov, as we just said, according to Chachamim, shows over, everything's back tamei, and they would actually be matar all the kelim of the mikdash, but they would warn in advance. They would tell the Ha'aretz, keep away from the shulchan, according to the Tana and the Gemara, the Menorah as well. Those could not be replaced and removed, and therefore keep away and keep them tar. What's wrong with the shulchan? Why would it become tar to begin with? Isn't it considered a kli eitz asal nachas? So the Gemara says, well, they used to actually pick it up and show it off to the other regalim, ruchi baschem lefnei hamakayim, and therefore it's not considered kli eitz asal nachas, and would be makabel tumah. We had another kasha. What do you mean it's a kli matechet? It's coated with gold. The Gemara concludes, but the pasuk considers it a kli eitz, and therefore we treat it as such. And if not for the fact that they would pick it up and display it, it would have a din of kli eitz asal nachas. But only because of this displaying thing, it's considered a mobile, transportable kli, which is makabel tumah. Therefore, they would warn the Ha'aretz, keep away in order to maintain its tahara. All the best and Hatzlacha Rabbah to you.